Hello, I'm joined today by David Sturts with Cooperative Strategies, the consulting firm helping Chesapeake City and school leaders study facility needs for our schools in the coming years. David, tell us a little bit about the model that you used to do this kind of a study and what it's based on.
Sure. The model is pretty basic planning logic, which is you need to create a strategic plan based upon your data, what you have, so everybody's grounded in the same truth. What do we have to deal with? What are the facts? Okay. And then where do we want to go? Okay, and so we start with an intensive data collection effort. What's the condition of your buildings? What's the capacity of your buildings? What's the educational fitness or suitability of your facilities based on the types of spaces you have, furniture, that kind of thing? What's your population doing? What are the demographic projections in terms of growth, decline? And that becomes the key data set that we plan for. And then we look at where do you want to go? So we start with a visioning conference with leaders in your community, with the district. What are the divisions, aspirations, goals, strategic plan? And that intersection of the two creates the space that we create options. Then we work through a sequence knowing that the best plan is not made by a handful of people in a smoke-filled room in a corner once, but is built over time with a diverse group of stakeholder involvement throughout the way. And so we set it up where we have really three tranches of the facilities master plan. The first one is, what data do we have? What does it mean? What are our priorities for planning? So the data and planning priorities. And that we meet with, we do the visioning with the Futures Conference and your community leaders. We meet with a steering committee. These are stakeholders that represent folks from teachers, parents, students, different kind of community leagues, clergy, so on and so forth, business folks that met and provided some feedback on the data that we have. We go out to the community. We provide a survey. What are some of your planning priorities? Here's what the data is saying. What do you think? We take that information, and that ends phase one, where we create then options for phase two. So we then create a bunch of ideas based on the data, based upon the feedback. We create some options. We allow the steering committee to provide feedback on those options, what they've done through 2 meetings. We go back to the community on March 11th and 12th will be our next meetings for that. And then say, here's some options that have come up from your feedback. What do you think about these options? We take that information, we refine it into a set of recommendations. We get the steering committee to review it, vet it, provide some feedback. And that becomes the master plan. Okay.
And that steering committee, it's very much a holistic approach, because you've got everything from students to teachers to people who have nobody in the schools.
That's correct. And we insist on having that, particularly students. We want the student voice in the room, and it keeps the adults on our best behavior. And then when we have all of that diversity, what we're trying to do is break down silos, break down echo chambers, and make sure that what we're creating a plan, it's not just a niche plan for a niche community. It is division-wide. Okay. Every school will be impacted, even if it's just fixing your priority repairs. You've got $225 million just in priority repairs coming down the pike in the next 10 years.
Wow.
If that's all you did, that's going to hit every single school.
Sure.
That's it's not being built as we speak.
Right.
But we really we know that any school of any division of any size doesn't want to just look at what they have and consider it. That's the best we can do, and that's what we need for the foreseeable future. That's why we do this planning process, to think we have this opportunity. You have to make a major investment. You can't get around it.
Sure.
So what are you going to make that investment for? Catching up with what you have, or moving forward with what you need?
Make the best use of the money.
Highest and best use of your money.
Got it.
Yep.
Great. David, thanks for being here today to give us an insight into how we do that sort of planning. Very, very interesting and very, very needed here in Chesapeake, I think.
Thank you.